Stay tuned. This is Rooster Radio.
Hey, my name's Sam Cook with Rooster Radio, and I'm here with Jay Riehl. How you doing, Jay?
I'm very well, thank you.
Now, for those of you who don't know Jay Riehl, you will hear of him in the next few years, or maybe even the next few months, with this brand new project he's got going on. And Jay, I have so many questions for you. I don't even know where to begin. So let's begin with this very unique project you have going on. I know it's been years in the making, so tell me a little bit about what we can expect from you.
Okay, well, the record itself is basically my past work for the last 15 years. Influences of friends and bands and family, musicians, just everyone that I've spent any musical time with have all influenced me over the past 15 years. And now that I'm finally getting to finish this particular project, I'd like to share the spot and the time with all of them, because they're just works that I'm proud of and I was a part of, and hopefully the rest of the planet will see that way too.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Have you always been passionate about music?
I have, yeah. From a wee young age. Yes, I have been.
And what draws you to it?
You know, I don't know. It's just, there's this feeling, you know? It's just a feeling. It's hard to describe. I know that through the generations of my family, and again through the influences that have all been sort of a particular part of my upbringing, and my upbringing has been a very musical one. There always seemed to be music around from as young as I can remember. And it gets into your soul, it gets into your DNA and the fiber of your existence, and I couldn't imagine life without it.
Now, your grandma was a big influence, and I know that you have a studio called The Swamp in Stratford, which we are at right now.
That's correct.
And great photo of you on the wall with your grandma at a very young age, and you were telling me a wonderful story about her and how she influenced you. Tell me a little bit about that.
Grandma, yes, she was my biggest influence of all time. She nurtured my musical need from a young age of 2, actually. And she had a passion for music. She loved music, and she would always take the time, and it wouldn't matter if she was on the cooking dinner for Grandpa. She'd turn the stove off, and Grandpa would have to wait for his meal. He didn't like it all that much, but he got it. And she'd go over to the fridge, and she'd pour me a little shot glass of Coca-Cola, and she'd grab me a handful of Glossette rosebuds, and we'd have a little sweet. She had a sweet tooth. Aww. And so we'd have that, and I'd pull on our apron and go, "Grandma, let's go make music." And downstairs we go for a half hour, 45 minutes, every time, without question. Every time she did this. So she taught me at a really, really young age what I was going to do, whether I knew it or not. It's been my whole life since then. So
do you remember anything that you ever sang with your grandma?
Oh boy.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. I do have a cassette. I have a tape with her and I jamming, which will probably make the CD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just need to transfer it over. But yeah, I was maybe 7 when it happened. But we're playing old Dixieland band music stuff. Old When the Saints Come Marching In, Bill Bailey, Hold the Tiger, all kinds of Dixieland things, which was fun to play because it's all swing music. So it's a very fun, dancey kind of music.
So you grew up with lots of different musical influences then, because this album, listening to it, there's a lot of different types of music on there.
Yes.
Is there one in particular that you like more than the other, or just anything that makes you feel...
You know what? No. We all share the same 12 notes. Even Mozart had the same 12 notes that we have to pick from today. And this is part of the reason for this concept for this record and the radio show and the radio Rooster. One of my other big influences was Al Rogers. He's next to Grandma. Of course, my family were influences as well, my brother and my mom and dad. Of course, Jake, or Jacqueline Leisky, my ex-wife from Farmer's Daughter, she was the one that actually brought it to my attention that I'm a rooster. So there's been all kinds of influences, but Alan Roger, who is in a band with myself called the DJ Killers, we're a little duo. We're actually a truo, which is a 2-piece, 3-piece.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a weird thing.
Explain that, though. What do you mean?
I played
trio.
bass and drums at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I play drums with my left hand, and then I have a little keyboard, little 2-octave keyboard that I plug into my Mac, and then into the PA system, and it sits on the floor tom, and then I play the bass and drums and sing with Al. So we're a trio.
Now, Al, I hear, maybe talk about Al just for a little bit. He is a massive influence to you. I think he might be your musical hero. I could be wrong on that.
No,
but
totally. No, you're totally right. He, next to Graham, was a huge mentor for me, and really opened my particular ears and mind to creating music, but a vibe to the music as opposed to technically thinking about music. And I just graduated from school, so, you know, I had the pencil behind the ear and everything was very technical for me. And you measure the politics of the diaphragm against 45 degrees against the kick drum to make it the ultimate. Nah. He just, you know, his philosophy and concept was more about capturing the proper things to tape, much like the Beatles. I mean, they didn't have the technology we have today, but yet they still have the best records of all time because it was the emotion and the arrangement that they captured that made it what it was. So Al really showed me that.
And there's a song on the album that you recorded. Actually, you can explain it. It's such a cool concept. And you were in Amsterdam recording sound bites, and explain what that is.
I happened to buy myself a mini disc player, and so I thought I'd test it out, and I put a little lapel mic on and hit this microphone and put the mini disc player in my pocket, and I walked around the red light district, captured some pretty interesting things, brought it home and made a song out of it. So when it came time for the solo, I figured I'll make a soundscape of my sounds. Instead of having a guitar solo or a piano solo or a string solo or anything like that, I thought I'll just piece together these particular sounds I captured and present what happened to me. And you interpret it however you think it needs to be interpreted.
I think we should check it out. Here's Ecstasy, a Jay Riehl original on Rooster Radio.
Psst, hey, wake up. You're listening to Rooster Radio.